I told you. The moment you stop reacting is the moment people lose power over you. Not when you argue, not when you explain, not when you prove yourself, but when you become completely unreachable. Because the truth is, most people don't want understanding. They want your reaction. Most people live their lives in a constant state of emotional reaction. A message comes in, they react. Someone disrespects them, they react. A stranger posts something online, they react. It's automatic, almost programmed. And the scary part is, they think they're in control. But they're not. Every reaction is a form of surrender. Every explanation is a request for validation. Every engagement is an invisible contract where you hand over your peace in exchange for temporary relief. And if you've ever felt drained, misunderstood, or mentally exhausted by people, it's not because you're weak. It's because you've been giving your energy away without realizing it. There's a silent power that very few people understand. It doesn't shout. It doesn't defend itself. It doesn't chase approval. It simply withdraws. And in that withdrawal, it becomes untouchable. Imagine this. Someone insults you. They expect anger. They expect a response. They expect to feel your energy. But you give them nothing. No reaction, no explanation, no engagement. At first, they're confused, then uncomfortable, then powerless, because without your reaction, their control disappears. If you're starting to see the truth in this, take a second to subscribe. Because what you're learning here isn't just philosophy, it's a mental upgrade most people will never discover. Let's go deeper. Why do people provoke you? It's not always about you. Sometimes, it's their insecurity searching for confirmation. Sometimes, it's their boredom looking for stimulation. Sometimes, it's their ego demanding attention. But here's the key insight. They need your reaction to complete their intention. Without your reaction, their attempt fails. And that's why silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. Think about the last time someone tried to pull you into an argument. Maybe they questioned your decisions. Maybe they misunderstood you. Maybe they disrespected you. And you felt that urge. That burning need to respond. To correct them. To defend yourself. That feeling is the trap, because the moment you step into that emotional space, you lose clarity. You stop thinking, and you start reacting. But the Stoics understood something most people never will. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. There's a difference between being right and being at peace. And most people choose being right. They'll argue for hours. Defend themselves endlessly, explain things to people who never intended to understand them in the first place. And at the end, they're drained, frustrated, empty, while the other person walks away satisfied, because they got exactly what they wanted. Your energy. Now imagine a different version of yourself. Someone criticizes you, and you stay calm. Someone misunderstands you, and you don't rush to explain. Someone tries to provoke you, and you don't engage. Not because you're afraid, but because you've realized something powerful. Not everything deserves your response. If you've ever felt like people misunderstand you or drain your energy, subscribe now. Because the mindset you're building here will protect your peace in ways nothing else can. Let's talk about explanations. Why do we feel the need to explain ourselves? Because we want to be understood. Because we want to be accepted. Because we want control over how others see us. But here's the hard truth. You can explain yourself perfectly, and still be misunderstood. Not because you failed, but because they weren't listening to understand. They were listening to respond. So why waste your energy trying to convince someone who has already decided who you are? Real power is not in explaining yourself. It's in accepting that not everyone will understand you, and being okay with that. And then there's engagement. Engagement feels harmless. A quick reply. A small argument. A little back and forth. But every engagement is an investment. You're giving your time, your focus, your emotional energy, and most of the time, the return is negative. Stress, frustration, distraction. The Stoic approach is simple. If it doesn't add value to your life, it doesn't deserve your attention. But let's be real. This isn't easy. Because reacting feels natural, explaining feels necessary, engaging feels justified. That's why most people stay stuck. Because discipline is uncomfortable. Silence is misunderstood, and detachment feels unnatural at first. But over time, something changes. You begin to notice your mind becoming quieter, stronger, more stable. You stop feeling the need to prove yourself. You stop chasing validation. You stop getting pulled into unnecessary drama. And slowly, you become someone people can't control. Not because you're aggressive, but because you're unavailable to manipulation. Here's the transformation. Before, you reacted to everything. Now, you choose what deserves your energy. Before, you explained yourself to everyone. Now, you understand that your life doesn't need constant justification. Before, you engaged in every conflict. Now, you walk away from anything that threatens your peace. If this mindset is resonating with you, subscribe and stay connected. Because mastering this level of emotional control will change how you experience life forever. There's a final truth you need to understand. Becoming untouchable doesn't mean you don't feel. It doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you become cold or distant. It means you become selective. Selective with your energy. Selective with your reactions. Selective with your attention. Because your peace is valuable. And not everyone deserves access to it. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, choose silence. In a world where everyone reacts instantly, choose control. In a world where everyone seeks validation, choose self-assurance. Because the strongest person in the room is not the loudest, not the most aggressive, not the most reactive. It's the one who remains calm, unshaken, and completely in control. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, remember this: you don't have to react. You don't have to explain. You don't have to engage. And the moment you truly understand that, is the moment you become untouchable.